In a thrilling display of talent, Robert MacIntyre emerged as the leader after the first round of the BMW Championship, thanks to an exhilarating performance on a softened Caves Valley course just after a 2-hour rain delay. His impeccable putting skills shone through as he achieved his best putting round of the year, completing an outstanding streak of 6 consecutive birdies and finishing with a remarkable 8 under 62. This accomplishment gave him an impressive 3-shot advantage over fellow competitor Tommy Fleetwood. Capping off his brilliant round, MacIntyre sealed his score with a smooth 5-foot birdie putt on the 18th hole, a rather straightforward finish compared to the challenging birdies he made prior. Notably, his 6-birdie finish at the end of the round has become a historic milestone in the FedEx Cup playoffs, marking the longest consecutive birdies made to conclude a playoff round since the playoffs began back in 2007. Among his highlights was a spectacular 65-foot birdie putt on the 12th hole, closely followed by another from a distance of 40 feet. MacIntyre's total putting distance for the day was an astonishing 195 feet 2 inches, and he expressed great satisfaction about his performance, stating, "The last 6 holes is probably as good as I've ever putted in a stretch of holes." Scottie Scheffler, who returned from the rain delay tied for the lead, managed to secure a 66 after birdieing 3 of his last 4 holes. Ricky Fowler trailed closely with a score of 67, putting him in a strong position for qualifying for the Tour Championship in pursuit of the coveted FedEx Cup. The atmosphere on the course had transformed considerably from its previous tournament in 2021, when Patrick Cantlay triumphed over Bryson DeChambeau in a playoff, both finishing at an extraordinary 27 under 261. This year, the course underwent significant renovations and now plays as a par 70, resulting in a challenging experience for the top players among the FedEx Cup standings. With changing conditions, especially amidst heavy downpours, Viktor Hovland steadied himself with a morning low score of 67 before the storms rolled in. The softer greens created a more conducive environment for scoring, but MacIntyre's 62 stood out as particularly commendable, equating to his impressive score at the Travelers' Championship last year. Fleetwood acknowledged the changes to the course, noting how crucial it was when he remarked, "The course was a lot softer, so we did have a chance of shooting a score." When informed of MacIntyre's 6 birdies, Fleetwood chuckled, "That helps." This day marked a hopeful rebirth for Fleetwood, especially following a disappointing finish the week prior at the FedEx St. Jude Championship, where he squandered a 2-shot lead with just 3 holes left, ultimately falling just shy of reaching the playoff. His goal was clear: to regain his competitive edge as swiftly as possible. And while it was just the opening round, he expressed satisfaction in achieving one of only 2 bogey-free rounds of the day, the other belonging to Hideki Matsuyama, who scored a 69. Fleetwood, reflecting on his career, shared candidly, "I've been a pro for I don't know how long. I'm not going to do the math, but I've had my fair share of playing rubbish. You've got to enjoy those times. So while I'm playing well, I'm kind of enjoying it as well." Scottie Scheffler was matched with Rory McIlroy as the top 2 seeds in the FedEx Cup standings. However, this ranking meant little now. The 30 players advancing to Eastlake will start from scratch, vying for the ultimate prize. McIlroy faced some difficulties off the tee, recording 3 bogeys in his first 6 holes before stabilizing his round with 8 consecutive pars towards the end, finishing with a score of 70. Although he struggled initially, Scheffler maintained composure, notching 3 birdies at both the start and end of his round despite missing some greens. The golf course definitely got a bit easier, but did a good job of taking advantage of the holes I had left, said Scheffler, achieving his 14th consecutive round in the 60s, a noteworthy feat. Viktor Hovland began the day ranked 28 in the FedEx Cup, teetering on the edge of qualifying for the top 30 involved in the Tour Championship. A fact not lost on him as he aimed for excellent play. For Fowler, this round was particularly crucial as he had narrowly qualified for the top 50, reflecting similar circumstances for players like Michael Kim and Jason Day, both of whom ended the day with scores of 68. On the other hand, Xander Schauffele, who has always qualified for the Tour Championship since winning it as a rookie in 2017, might face the end of that streak as he opened with 4 bogeys in his first 6 holes, eventually recovering only to finish with a disappointing 74, placing him at 43rd in the rankings. The excitement of the BMW Championship is palpable, and with plenty of skilled players in contention, the question remains, who will ultimately rise to the top? After all, this is just the first round. What are your thoughts on MacIntyre's stunning performance? Will he maintain this momentum through the end? Let's discuss.